hollering from shaking the bush, boss. Anybody got a question? I seen somebody a minute ago had a hand up while I went on it. Yes, sir. The question is, the gentleman's got a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that one before. He's asking, in my career, when I was talking to somebody, maybe somebody was mentoring me or helping me, has anyone ever talked to me about things that I could do for winning to help me win? And I'll be honest with you, no. No. It's really weird how that works for me. I've never had that guy close to me that I taught myself to fish. I had a team partner named Johnny McCombs that I grew up fishing with. Was absolutely the best fisherman I'd ever been in the boat with in my life. And I've been in the boat with all of them. He got strung out on drugs, and he's no longer fishing, and I kind of lost my team partner, and he was the guy that I learned to fish with. And everything I've learned has kind of been a school of hard knocks, and even when it comes to winning, and just to be perfectly honest with you, that's probably why I don't win a lot of events on the Elite Series. I have a lot of top 10s. I'll make a lot of Bassmasters Classic, but sometimes when it gets right on the threshold of winning the big events, maybe I didn't handle that situation right, or maybe I don't manage my fish right. But I have not. I've talked to more people now about winning than people actually helped me about winning. Great question is, how do you manage your fish? The gentleman's asking me, how do you manage your fish? You fish all these events. Do you sit and burn them down on day one? Do you get on a big school and sit there and catch everything you catch? You know, catch 20 pounds and cull two 18-pound stringers and come in and 23's leading. You know, you're thinking, maybe I should have stayed on them harder. That's one of them touch-and-go things, man. I'm one of the guys that I'm going to be honest with you, I play life reckless. I live it wide open. I'm one of them that, son, I don't leave nothing on the water. I'm just a kid at heart. If they bite in mine most of the time, I'm going to stay and catch them. Unless I'm catching 12 inches, it's not going to help me. If I'm catching big fish, I'm going to stay and catch them. Because it's every time to me, if I pull off that spot, somebody's probably going to have found it, and they're going to come in there and catch them too. You know, and now I may back outside that spot and throw bigger baits. For instance, you're talking about the Bassmaster. Yeah, you know, to try to see if I can catch a bigger one, not catch the little ones. I may be on a school of 4-pounders at Kentucky Lake, and I'm catching them on a deep diving crankbait, and I may pull outside that and start stroking a big white jig or something to see if I can catch a giant and not catch those, but yet guard it. It's kind of a fish management program, but most of the time if I'm junk fishing, I just pretty much try to get as many bites as I can and catch them. At the Classic this year, it's funny you asked that. I'm already prepared at the Classic. The way I plan on fishing on day 3 will not be the way I fish on day 2, and it will not be the way I fish on day 1. It'll be a protection of how I can manage my fish, and knowing that you could possibly have 70 or 80 boats following you, and you can't move. You can't make that adjustment. If I show 2 aces on day 1, you won't get to fish it no more. So you got to kind of stay. Day 1, that's a whole different level of competition than what you're trying to plot, and it's a lot of thinking goes involved in that. I think it's going to take about 26 pounds a day to win Guntersville, maybe 27. So I don't need to come in less than 24 to have a chance to win, but you probably don't need to fish your number 1 spot right off the bat with the helicopters and the crowds and the spectators, because no matter what it is, when you leave there, somebody's going to fish it. They can't help it.
Do you mean somebody in the tournament?
Not somebody in the tournament, just somebody following you. They will fish it. That comes back to that PMA and that rubber band, because sometimes I got to pop it a lot. Because, that's all you got, and you pull off there and somebody's fishing, they're idling over it, so it gets a little complicated. But fish management is most definitely a key at a tournament. I guess the question is, knowing if that's all you got, if it's the only spot you got, you might want to manage it a little better. Most of the time I've seen that people's pull off fish and end up getting beat by not fishing harder. It seems like fishing's like a momentum thing. When you get it going your way, you just kind of need to roll with it. Because there's no guarantee. You might come back here on day 2 and then not bite at all. The biggest school of fish I've ever found in my fishing career was at Toledo Bend when I lost to Dean Rojas by 1 ounce. I have never found a school of fish that big. It was the easiest, dumbest. I made 3 casts with an RC 2.5 and caught 3 sets of doubles. They were all 4-pounders. You couldn't throw it in there that 2 of them didn't eat it at the same time. It was the stupidest thing, and I didn't start there. I went to another spot and caught him. I said, I'm going to go check my number 1 spot. I went in there and I caught a 6 and a 4. Give me about 22 pounds that day, and I left. The wind changed directions. I've never got another bite right there. Looking back on that, oh, Lord, I wish I'd have stayed there and caught every one of them on day 1. So it's a prime example. Sometimes you outthink yourself. I could have possibly sit there and caught 25, 26 pounds and won a tournament. Only lost by 1 ounce. So second guess yourself. Yes, sir. How close did they get to you? I can hear them breathing. I can smell them smoking cigarettes. Okay. Yeah. When I got disqualified by Randy Howe, I was probably 20 yards. running wide open, but you know, I did what the guy told me to do. He told me to come on, and the particular river we were in, it's only about 4 foot up there, and it's all rocks, and if I shut down, you take a chance of tearing your boat up, and I'm pushing against 4 turbines, which is running, which is going to make a huge mud line. So the guy says, come on. I come on. Hey, it is what it is. They thought it was dangerous. They DQ'd me. I said, you know, if you ride in the car with Dale Jr. next Saturday, you're going to think what he's doing is dangerous, but to him, he does it every day. So it's a matter of opinion of what we think is dangerous. I don't advocate driving a boat reckless at all.
You trim your jigs?
I don't trim them off a lot, man. I trim my skirt just where it doesn't touch my chunk, wherever that is. If your skirt legs, any of that skirt touches the legs of your chunks, no matter what kind, it won't swim as good. You know, I got a real simple deal with that, and I see people tie knots. They tie their knot in their floorocarbon. You ever see guys doing that? And they get. Of course, you got to wet it. They do all that, licking all over it. You know, of course, there's all kind of bacteria in the water. That's probably why you got these stomach problems at night. And they start pulling that line down there, like, oh God, that's a knot right there. Yeah. Well, okay, let's just do the math on this. Back to math class. I'm 203 pounds, and I'm pulling everything I got on that line. Fluorocarbon has 0 stretch. You just burn it in half. Don't snug it down. Just get it tight. That's why it breaks so much when people jerk. It don't matter whose fluorocarbon it is. If you pull that knot on a short string and let me pull it tight and you go jerk it, it's going to break because you burn it. It's got nowhere to give. And then I get guys, I see them take their tweezers and they get the knot tied and they get the tag end sticking out. You ever seen a guy do that? And he gets down there with a pair of tweezers and he trims it down to like a microfiber sticking out. And I tapped that dude on the shoulder. It's the guy's on the street, the co-angler at Lake Norman. He's doing all that, holding it up in the sun, trying to trim the twig down. I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, hey, you think if he's seen that first 110 feet, that last 1 inch is going to hurt him? Think about it, fellas. You just threw 70 yards and you worried about a 1/4 inch of a tag in. I'll have a cat whisker hanging off mine. I don't care. If he's that smart, I can't catch him anyway. Don't worry about the little stuff. If you're throwing it where enough of them live, you can catch it.